let's talk about Bianca and Daniel. They were hanging out at their apartment while Daniel was working out and Bianca was burning breakfast. And Daniel brought up the fact that one of his friends was in town and he wanted to hang out with Daniel and go on a double date with Daniel and Bianca and his wife. So Bianca agrees to go and she's like, yeah, by the way, babe, I invited my friend Haley. I didn't tell you, but she's going to be here tomorrow. Then Bianca asked Daniel if she could ask him a question. And for a second, I thought she was about to bring the coffee up again. But instead, she said, look, I was trying to see if you would be willing to go see a counselor with me. Well, it's not so much a counselor. It's more like a sex whisperer. They want to go and they want some advice and some things they can use in the bedroom to spice things up. And Daniel was like, well, are you trying to say I need help or we both need help? I thought with Bianca's immature self, she was definitely going to say, oh, it's just you. But she actually said, no, we are a team. We both need to work on it together. And I think that is one of the most mature things I think I have ever heard Bianca say. One of the few mature things, I think. And they decided to get ready and go see this sex whisperer. And they were talking in their confessionals, and Bianca was talking about her frustrations. She says that Daniel really doesn't do no foreplay. He kind of just like kisses her a little bit, does a little grinding, and does the bare minimum to try to turn her on, but that's just not turning on the waterworks for her like he is hoping. And then he just sticks it in. And then she said once he does stick it in, he is just way too rough. He isn't mindful of how she's feeling. And she's just putting all their bedroom business out there and putting this man on Front Street. I'm honestly surprised she didn't bring up his dick size at this point since she was putting everything else out there. And Daniel was even trying to get her to hush. She's like, come on, no, TMI. You know, his parents are going to probably watch this later and regret watching this show. Bianca and Daniel went to go see the sex whisperer, and Bianca was just venting her frustration, saying, look, I just feel like he gets lost down there. He doesn't know what he's doing. And Daniel's admitted that he doesn't have a lot of experience in the bedroom with other women. I feel like a lot of the knowledge that he's gained is from probably watching adult videos. And he sees them, you know, the adult film stars going to Pound Town, being all rough. So he thinks that's what everyday, day-to-day sex with your partner is supposed to be like. But, you know, you got to build up to that. You can't just start super rough from the jump. I mean, some people may like it like that, but Bianca is not a fan of that whatsoever, especially when you're trying to put it in super dry, when it's dry as the Sahara Desert. That is one thing that I can't stand is a selfish person who just sticks it in. You know, you got to really think about what your partner wants and put them above yourself in the bedroom. And I don't think that Daniel is a selfish person. I just think he's uneducated in the bedroom department. You know, like they say, practice makes perfect. And good thing Bianca is communicating her needs with him. You know, because most people out in the streets, somebody like Bianca would hook up with Daniel and realize, oh, you know, he's kind of trash in the bedroom department. Let me go find someone else. But she wasn't able to physically get to know him. And so she's pretty much bought the cow before she got a chance to get the milk. And now they're living together. And now she's realizing that it's not that good, that she's waited all this time. But luckily, Daniel's got a good personality to make up for it, at least for now. And Bianca and Daniel are sitting in this office of this lady, and Daniel's looking at all these different terms on the wall like labia, clitoris, and for him this is all a complete foreign language. He says that he gets lost when he's down there. He said that it all feels the same and it feels like spaghetti. I would have been so upset if I was Bianca. I would have got to packing if I was Bianca. If my man is saying on national TV that I feel like spaghetti down there. But then they kind of teased us, like made it sound like he was kind of trying to say she's loose or something. But then he turned around and said, oh no, she feels like spaghetti because it's all wet and feels like noodles down there, which makes a little bit more sense than the way they were trying to clickbait us. The sex whisperer had them ask questions to each other, like ask them, what are you afraid of? And Bianca said that she's afraid that Daniel is going to leave her. And maybe that's why she keeps acting like he's terrible in bed. Maybe she's trying to get all these females that could potentially think that he's hot to be like, oh, he's trash in bed, so why would I even waste my time with him anyways? But she said that not only is she afraid of him leaving her, but she's also afraid that her drinking can get in the way of the relationship. And this has been like the second or third time now that I've heard Bianca say that this season. So to me, that tells me that she 100% believes that she does have a drinking problem and that it will affect her relationship with Daniel. And so they had a lot of talking that they did in their little meeting with this sex whisperer. They got a lot of insight on what they both felt like each other's fears were in the relationship. They were able to see what they wanted to work on with each other. And then they left there and they were feeling all rejuvenated and like they're about to start on this fresh start of amazing sex, of Daniel knowing how to do something besides just stick it in. And after that, they decided to go meet up with Daniel's buddy. And I said his wife earlier, but it was Daniel's buddy and his fiance. And they go meet up with Bianca and Daniel. And they had this little double date. And Daniel went off to the side to go play some darts with his buddy. And he's talking about, you know, the whole nine, talking about being with Bianca and how she wants to marry him. And he admits, he's like, look, I'll take accountability. I pretty much lied to the girl and told her that I wanted to get married while I was in prison. And now I'm not ready to get married at all. And his friend was like, look, right now you don't need to worry about rushing to get married. You guys need to really take your time getting to know each other first. And Daniel agreed. And meanwhile, Bianca is at the table with this dude's fiance, just eyeballing her engagement ring and talking about, oh yeah, this is what I need from Daniel ASAP. I feel like it was pretty crappy of Daniel to just do all this jail talk and tell Bianca that he wants to marry her while he was in prison, even though he knew at the time that that's something he wasn't even sure that he wanted himself. Who knows, maybe Bianca may have moved differently if she would have known that she was just a girlfriend instead of a fiance. But instead, she thinks that they're engaged and they're about to, you know, ring wedding bells as soon as he gets out of prison. So she was willing to do a lot more than she normally would because she thought this man was her fiance. She said that she was willing to move from another state. She was willing to send him all this money. And she kind of made it sound like she probably wouldn't have been willing to do those things if they weren't engaged. And now she's just feeling like a fool. So she decides to point out to Daniel, oh, look at your buddy's girl's beautiful ring. It must be real nice. Just trying to drop hints left and right to Daniel. And he's like, yep, sure looks nice. And then Daniel's friend was like, look, you guys need to take your time living together first and getting to know each other. And Bianca was like, says who? This girl is so damn rude. But he's like, look, I think you guys do need to get to know each other. And any reasonable person would say that. I mean, I think that's just her immaturity and her age really coming out, that she's questioning this guy when he says that it's probably best that they live together first. Because if you can't live together and get along, then how do you think that you're going to get married and get along? Then Bianca just threw her hands up and she's like, look, I can't do this anymore. I'm going out to the car. And she goes running out to the car. And I feel like Daniel should have been jumping up, chasing after his girl. But instead, he directs his homie's girl to go out and talk to Bianca when they don't even really know each other. He should be the one willing to comfort Bianca in this moment. To me, it seemed like this scene was completely staged because it just felt like she was overreacting. And the way she just walked out, I'm like, man, it just seems like she's seen somebody have like a little freak out, walkout moment in a previous season, and she was just trying to reenact it and stir up some drama. But let me know what you guys think about Bianca and Daniel in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.